So, me and this mandolin have our own bit of history. So I attended Mount Carmel High School in Chicago, Illinois. And while I was there, this was my oh, goodness. What year did I have anatomy class? Oh my God, was that junior or senior year? But I remember the night before I had a test in my anatomy class, I was cutting onions on my mandolin and talking to my grandma in the doorway, not paying attention. I look up for 1 second, make one wrong pass, and they got to sew the tip of my finger back on. I go back to school the next day. Go into anatomy class. I sit down at my desk. Our teacher comes around to pass around our daily anatomy pop quizzes. And I'm sitting in the front row, just writing my test, just flipping my teacher off, just writing away, trying not to look him in the eye. So, always watch your fingers, use your guard, and don't look away from it. But while we were a student at Mount Carmel, you are, I don't want to say like required or mandated, because that makes it sound a little bit too forceful, but you are required to participate in something called the walkathon, which is a student donation or drive to put together a scholarship to pay for our fellow students' tuitions. And if you are in the Hyde Park neighborhood in early spring, you've probably seen us or them walking through the neighborhood. Like if you're ever walking around and you're like, where is this long line of like boys dressed in like gym uniforms? Where are they going? What are they doing out here? Well, that is the Mount Carmel Walkathon. And for the longest time, I thought that the lake trail that we went on was the PedWay, and it's not. I think that I don't know what the official name of that walkway is, because like there's a few of them. They all like connect together and they go all the way downtown to the north side down the river. Beautiful walk, but it's a whole bunch of different trails all knit together, so like each section probably has its own name, but like I don't know their names. But for the longest time, I thought that the walking trail was the Chicago PedWay. Until years later, I just randomly stumbled into the real Chicago PedWay on my own. And like my first reaction to it was to be like a little bit stunned and taken aback by it for like the monumental engineering of it, because it's crazy to think about that you have this hollow structure that supports the weight of downtown. Like imagine if every time you sit on an empty cardboard box, the top collapses in, or one of the sides gives out, and you fall into it, right? But the PedWay is like a million concrete, hollow cardboard boxes, all stacked on top of each other and joined next to each other, that is somehow strong enough to support the entire weight of downtown, along with keeping the lake out. Like, it is a monumental engineering product. And it blows my mind that there is no plaque dedicated to it, as far as I understand, anywhere in Chicago. Like, I love reading those little plaques as you're walking around. Like, there's a plaque dedicated to how Chicago, diverted the direction of the rivers, how we built the dam, how they removed all the water from Lower Racker. But there's nothing talking about, like, the PedWay. Unbelievable. But I think that's a severely missed opportunity, along with the entirety of the PedWay itself. Which one of these opens? There it goes. There we go. Like, the PedWay in its current iteration is a very dark, confined, cramped, like liminal type space. Like, if you go on YouTube and watch one of those walking tours of, like, underground, like, Japanese shopping plazas, that's a lot what the PedWay feels like. It's very alley-like in its conditions. Like, it's very narrow, very sterile, very white, but at the same time a little unkept, dirty, and aged, with the two, columns of storefronts going either side of you. And I feel like this is the design flaw of these, like, buildings or this type of construction. Because to continue with the alley-like imagination, when you're in an alley, like walking through the alley in Chicago, you'll have the fences that block out the complete privacy fences, the ones you can't see through, right? And that is what makes the alley feel so, like, confining and cramped. But every time you get to a normal chain link metal steel wire fence and you can see into the backyard and there's so much more of that nature open feeling, it's like a breath of fresh air. And I feel like that's what the PedWay is missing. Like, if it could be expanded and a underground indoor park added with, like, trees and a man-made hill, I think that would do a lot for the perception of the PedWay, to help beat the whole cramped, dark, enclosed underground feeling, and also be a, like, dramatic business maker. Because now people coming from the park are hungry. You can have more than, like, an airplane, airport style feeling, like, lounge, because that's what the PedWay feels like. It feels like you're walking through an airport lounge in an alley. And for how, like, miraculous of a construction project it is, it deserves to have a little bit more care put into it. I mean, I can almost guarantee that most Chicago residents have never even been to the PedWay. Like, there's not any, like, when I wandered in there, really, again, most of the businesses were closed, and most of them were small, like, gift shop kiosk styles with, like, small fast food in between it. Like, again, it felt like an airport lounge gift shop. Not befitting to the city and not conducive to, like, economic traffic and recovery.